Mike Price here for the Community Pioneer. I am standing outside of Cox's Honey here in Shelley, a business that's been selling honey to locals and around the community since 1927.
In 1927, Orville Cox homesteaded the place that everybody knows, Cox's Honey, which is at the South Stoplight on the main street there.
Well, he was from a polygamous family, a family of 22 children, him being the last one. And he served a mission in Africa. By the time he got back, all the other children had found their vocations and everything. And he had sheep, he had cattle, he was into almost everything, my great-grandfather was. And my father just found all he had left over was the bees. So my father picked up the bees and said, yeah, I'll take them over and do this and that and the other. And brought him up here to Shelley and got started a little bit. Pretty soon he was making more money than that than he was working in the sugar factory. Pretty soon he got a little bit of a reputation of having good honey, and became more proficient in how to do it.
At that time, a lot of the other farmers had their own bees, and that's how they kind of pollinated all their crops and stuff. And so he would go around to the farmers and he'd say, hey, can I run your bees for you and get the honey off of them type thing? And the farmers are like, well, if you can bring the bees back, you can have the bees as long as you just bring them back during the season so that it'll pollinate our crops, which in turn gives us honey. And so that's kind of how Orville kind of got started into it.
And then he ran across this idea of making creamed honey.
Creamed honey is unique to Cox's Honey. I mean, there's a lot of people who have whipped honey. They try to do the creamed honey. But nobody does it quite like Cox's Honey. Orville came up with an idea. He was getting a lot of granulated honey coming back. People were bringing it to him saying we can't use it. And so he was getting a lot of granulated honey, wanted to figure out how can I use this. So he came up with an idea of running it through like a mill. And that mill, what that does is it breaks down all the crystals, breaks down the granules so that it's smooth, because you probably had granulated honey before where it's gritty. So what he did is he actually took that and he ran it through this mill, and it gave it a creamy texture to it where it's really smooth and it does the bright white.
Once he got it pretty well perfected, he went back east to a bee convention, and his honey took the prize for being the best creamed honey that was there. And once he came back with that little bit of publicity behind it, and then more people wanted to try it. And once they tried it, they just about couldn't turn it down from then on. They just went for it.
Cox's has always had a great product. They've always had, from day one, they've had a great product. And so what we've done is we've taken that and we're like, hey, people just need to know about it. Just recently, Cox's has really grown. We've actually doubled in the last 10 years as far as what we package. That's mainly due just because we've been able to get the message out there. It's always been a great product, always been something that's been good for you, and so it's just a matter of educating people.